gotta go into a 500-degree oven on broil and cook the demons out of you. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take a brief intermission to give you this amazing parable, and then we're gonna continue into the scriptures, okay? Amen. All right, we'll be right back. Here you have our little dinner table, right? This is the amazing analogy that the Lord gave me. I want you to imagine that this dinner table is the table of your mind, okay? Now watch this plate appear. You see that plate? So the table represents your mind and the plate represents thoughts. Now I want you to imagine that from the right and left, waiters are bringing plates of food to the table of your mind. The waiters to the left bring plates that have really nasty looking, moldy, strange food. You look at it, you smell it. You don't want to offend nobody because sometimes, foods from other countries are fermented and, but you say, wait a minute. Nope, I do not accept this food. Get it off my table. Wouldn't you do that at a restaurant? If a waiter brought some moldy bread, would you eat it? No. This is what it's like in your mind. When you get evil thoughts, your carnal mind is operating with demons, and they're putting the thoughts on the table of your mind, but you don't have to accept it. You can say, this is not my thoughts. I do not receive it. It is not of Christ. I reject these thoughts, and I command you to be wiped off the table of my mind. Wow, that's so amazing. And of course, you got waiters to the right who will put plates of nice, healthy food on your table. These plates represent good thoughts, whatsoever is good and pure, like Philippians says. These are able to eat. You can eat this food or eat these thoughts, which means you meditate on them and keep them in your mind. But if a waiter comes and puts a plate of some nasty, creepy, moldy, nasty food, don't eat it. See, that's what it means. Some of you are terrified. You're like, oh my God, I'm thinking evil thoughts about God and this and that. If you reject it immediately, technically, how could you be held accountable? You are fighting those demonic thoughts with the spirit of your mind because you do not accept it. But if you were to meditate on those evil thoughts and eat them and consume them and accept them, well, then they would actually become yours, and you would be in agreement with those evil thoughts. And this is what they don't want you to know. You remember in the book of Acts when the man said to Paul, your great learning has driven you mad. He was trying to divine on Paul, but Paul in wisdom casted it down. See, they want you to think you're crazy and to get on medication. No, that's a demon that needs to be casted out. They want to tell you you're crazy like that man did to Paul. I'm going to fight this with the power of Christ, and I will be delivered, and my mind will become that of the kingdom of heaven. Because your mind is a dimension. It needs to have Christ as the king on the throne in there. So that is my analogy I wanted to show you. That when a plate of food is brought to your table, you wouldn't just eat it, you would investigate it. When thoughts are brought to your mind, don't just agree with it. Investigate the thought. See if it's inspired by God or if it's divine by the devil. And cast it out. Remove it off the table of your mind. And this is why part of the armor of God includes the helmet of salvation. Because the helmet covers your mind. It protects you from doubt of salvation. If you're walking with the Lord and abstaining from sin and living with Jesus Christ and washed by his blood, you have salvation. The helmet guards your mind from the assaults of the enemy. Make sure you pray that in Jesus Christ's name. Tell me that was not amazing, huh? Isn't the Lord so good? I love the way Jesus gives parables. And when he gave that to me, I was so blessed. I felt so good. Like, I'm honored when God gives parables like that.